Okay, well, I read you 1 through 14, and those were the blessings. Again, America, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 58. You read the first half, and I strongly recommend that people read up on this chapter, because it explains us to a T. It really is sad. I don't like it, but it's true. To the people that are awake, they realize this. All of those blessings that I read to you from 1 through 14, we had all that. No one's going to sit there and tell me that we still have that now. Does that look like our God that is blessing us? Which one is that? You tell me. Certainly not the one I know. So, in that regard, people want to take the easy way out, serve other gods. And when they serve other gods, basically when it comes down to it, they're serving the devil, flat out. Ain't no compromise on that. So, starting in verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee, and overtake thee. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Economically, for fear of going out at night, wondering if it's gonna, wondering if you're gonna get mugged every single day, robbed. God didn't do this to you, to you guys. You guys did this. Cursed shall be the basket in thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of the sheep, of your sheep. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until you be destroyed, and until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings, whereby you hast forsaken me. Now when the stuff really gets heated, according to this, and until you perish quickly, there ain't going to be no slow burn. When the stuff really hits, and if you ain't got your house in order, and if you're not right with your Creator, I have a feeling things are going to come down on you hard and fast. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto you, until he have consumed you from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, mold, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And your heaven that is over your head shall be brass. You will pray, you will say, God help me, but it'll just ricochet off. You won't hear your prayers. And the earth that is under your feet shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, drought. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until you be destroyed. Flood. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them. And shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. That kind of sounds like a global government type thing, doesn't it? And your carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord will smite thee with madness and blindness, and astonishment of heart. Men's hearts will be failing them for fear. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as a blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save you. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. That's kind of interesting right there. If you look a little bit in history, when the English and the Scottish, and you might be thinking the movie Braveheart, but this is actual fact, is that what the English would do is once a Scottish couple got married, the English king would send their soldiers into their land, take their wife, and lie with them on the first night of their marriage. This might be a symbolic meaning. I don't know if it'll come down to that, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It might actually come into law. You know, to have for the powers that be to have their own control over their own children that come from these wives that you marry. Thou shalt build an house, and you shall not dwell therein. How about that one? We sure see that a lot going on now, don't we? Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue. There's your agriculture right there. I really don't like doing this. I really don't. But I believe this has to be said. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs, with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Fathers have never known a world government, never known a new world order. We don't even know that it's up and running right now. Oh, but I believe it is. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast its fruit. We're not talking good fruit here. So, I will continue with verse 41 in the next video. And then we will go into the economic collapse blog.